First of all, please excuse my voice. I'm getting over having COVID. It is not fun, so make sure you get your vaccine. I'm fortunate to have a sense of smell right now. I wanted to share with you a mnemonic for the genetic code. This method is designed to make it easy to decode a DNA or RNA sequence into its corresponding protein. Each 3-letter codon stands for one amino acid in the protein sequence, and we can memorize each codon's amino acid. We'll arrange all the codons into a 4x4 grid, with each block of this grid representing all codons that share the same first 2 letters or nucleotides. Each block therefore contains 4 possible codons. Now, in some cases, the entire block codes for the same amino acid, so we can just remember these as full blocks. But in other cases, the top half of the block codes for one thing, while the bottom half codes for another. We'll call these half blocks. A half block always ends in either CU or GA. That means if we memorize a codon ending in C, then the other codon in the same half block will end in U and vice versa. Similarly, if we memorize a codon ending in G, then its half block mate will end in A and vice versa. You can think of this as Cu in Georgia, or copper and gallium, or copper and silver. Let's start at the top left with our first mnemonic, which is You are all free. UUU codes for phenylalanine, whose letter code is F. This is a half block, so keep in mind that UUC is the same as UUU. The other UU half block is loose leucine. Speaking of leucine, the CU full block also codes for leucine. Imagine you're visiting your friend Lucy and it's time to go, so you say, "See you, Lucy." Moving on, say, "Hey you" to Lucy's sister isoleucine. Most of the AU block codes for isoleucine. The exception is AUG, like augment, which is the start codon and the codon for methionine. You just have to remember that all proteins start with methionine. Then we have the GU full block. There's a fairly mediocre joke where someone says, "Give us a copper gov." But you can just remember gov like government. Give us a valine gov. Valine's letter code is V. Now we have some easy full blocks. You see how serious it is. UC full block is serine. CC is coil contorting proline, because when proline occurs in an alpha helix, it introduces a bend in the helix. You can also remember CCCP since proline's letter code is P. Just remember it's a full block. As for AC, how about 309 volts of alternating current? AC full block is threonine. For GC, you can think of gassy. What is natural gas mostly? Well, it's mostly methane. And which amino acid has a methyl group side chain? It's alanine. Gassy GC full block is methyl group alanine. Now we have 2 half blocks for UA. First, let's look at UAU, which looks like wow. Wow, tyrosine has 2 functional groups, a benzene ring and a hydroxy. The other UA half block is the useless agents. Useless agent alpha and useless agent gamma. These agents can't even code for anything. They're stop codons. For CA, we can remember that T is the same as U, just T occurs in DNA and U in RNA. When I tried to catch the cat, it hissed at me. This half block codes for histidine. The other CA half block is like a caged bird. Polly, want to crack him? The caged bird is eating gluten, so we have glutamine. AAA is lysine, K. K is the letter code for lysine. Remember, this is a half block. The other AA half block, think of the negative terminal of a AA battery. Negative is N is asparagine. For GA, we have two half blocks again. Georgia peaches contain acids. C and U are smaller molecules, so the GAC-GAU half block codes for the smaller acid, aspartic. G and A are larger molecules, so GAG-GAA codes for the larger acid, glutamic. Now for UG, we have a half block and two discrete codons. Ugly UG is the bulkiest side chain, tryptophan. UGA is like the chant from that old song. I can stop this protein, Uga Chaka. Or, alternatively, stop that annoying chant. Uga is a stop codon. The remaining UG half block is an ucky-smelling thiol. Which amino acid is a thiol? It's cysteine. For CG, see her go, the great ship Argo of ancient Greek legend. CG full block is arginine. For AG, we have two half blocks. AG, like silver, and CU, like copper, can be worth serious money. So here we have serine again. The AG half block is double silver or double argent. So we find arginine again. Finally, there is only one letter that does this. If we feed in all G's, we get all G's back. G is both guanine and glycine, and the GG block codes for glycine. Now we have all the mnemonics required to remember the entire genetic code. Let's try translating part of an RNA sequence into the beginning of its protein. This sequence is from a jellyfish protein that glows in the dark. First we have AUG like augment, start codon, methionine. Then we find AC, 309 volts, so threonine. AG and the C of CU, serious money, so serine. Georgia peaches with a larger nucleotide, so glutamic acid. Caged bird, glutamine. Same half block as WOW, tyrosine. You see how serious? Serine. Give us a valine, Gov. Same half block as AAA, lysine, K. See you, Lucy. AC again, threonine. Coil contorting proline. As we continue along the RNA sequence, we can keep applying the mnemonics to each codon and get the protein sequence. And we find that our sequence matches the sequence from UniProt. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope these mnemonics will be useful to you. Again, please remember to get your COVID vaccine. And happy gene decoding!